Hello, I'm Krista Dubill with 41 Action News, and I'm here with Brenda Lea, the photographer for Sky Tracker. I've been with the company for 6 years, but you were on the camera today during this high-speed chase. So I want to talk to you about this. Have you ever seen one this long or quite this intense?
This was a pretty long one for your car chase. Typical car chase doesn't last this long, and most of the time we roll up on the scene as soon as it's ended.
Right.
So to catch one that was this long was pretty unusual.
So some of the different elements I remember following along with you. One, I didn't think you ever really lost the car out of your framing, which is pretty impressive. But two, let's talk about, I want to look at some of the clips with you and have you talk us through when he was coming up on the park. Tell me what you were seeing at this point and what you were thinking.
Well, Captain Greg mentioned that the park was coming up, and all I thought of was, you know, somebody was walking their dog or kids were playing in the playground. And, you know, when somebody's driving so erratically like this, you never really know what they're going to see and not see. So, you know, all I do is try to keep them in my frame and say a prayer that nobody gets hurt.
And you were zoomed out a little bit at this point. Is that a tactic you use for certain times in the chase?
Yes. Greg's usually talking and telling me what's coming up because I sit in the back of the helicopter, so I don't have a chance to see out the window. I look at the monitor the whole time I'm filming, and
now you're
I rely on
in,
his voice. Yeah. And I rely on him to tell me what's coming up. And so I try to zoom out just to keep everything in perspective, see where the other police cars are, if you're trying to talk about the other police cars. So I try to talk to what you guys are talking about too, and show you what's going on.
And there was another time when he went through the parking lot. Tell me about shooting that. Let's look at that video clip.
Price Chopper parking lot. Again, you know, you can just think about people with their carts, you know, walking across the parking lot and, you know, trying to.
At this point, could you have even imagined he was going to turn into that lot? Because it looked like you thought he might still go straight.
Yeah, we didn't really know. And this is the typical for a chase. You just never know what they're going to do. And it's usually something crazy right there. It looked like he might have sideswiped a couple cars in the lot.
At this point, we thought he might have been boxed in, right? So at this point, are you thinking anything specific?
Greg mentioned that there was a fence, and he thought that this might be the end of it, but the fence ended, and the guy just drove down the embankment and then wrong way on the westbound lanes, yeah.
Okay, so then you get into residential. We all kind of hold our breath because you start to get really nervous at that point, and you captured the time when he crashed with the car that just happened to be in the wrong place, or you know, in that place at the same time. So talk a little bit about this clip.
Well, again, just try to.
Oh, there is the crash.
Yeah, it was awful. You try to zoom in so I get the shot, but you know, try to pull out so I don't miss anything. Sometimes when they have a crash like that, the car just stops, and so. I was just blessed that I got everything today, and thanks to Greg for his awesome piloting, because we couldn't do it without each other.
He is great, and I see here you kind of zoom out enough so that you capture not only the guy running, but you still see the car and the scene of the impact. So, I mean, it was fun to follow along with you to see that, and it was so impressive to have you just never really. We were right there with you. We felt like.
Thank you.
All right. Well, hopefully we don't have a lot of activity like that in the future, but. So what are you doing now that you're off? You've had this really, really exciting day and you're off work now?
Trying to just still wind down a little bit, and I'll go home and relax tonight.
Right. Well, you deserve it. Thank you very much. Brenda Lea with Sky Tracker with us each afternoon and evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.